Don't you guys just hate Ninjago dragons and vehicles being the only sets that they have nowadays? Like seriously, can't they think of anything more unique? Alright, yeah, it's probably better they stay that way. Hello TBC people and welcome back to another video. And in case you guys didn't actually know, the new Ninjago Core Wave recently had official sort of images released for it on lego.com. So legally I'm allowed to share them now, and I will be breaking them down in full detail. And so let's get started. So in case you guys don't know what Ninjago Core is, it's pretty much a new theme of Ninjago, came out this year. And it's made to sort of go back to the basics of Ninjago. And that involves dragons, vehicles, like this one over here, and mechs, which I do not have an example of. And none of these ones are core sets, but these are just generic Ninjago sets that you can expect from the theme. And yeah, with that in mind, let's check the sets out. Alright you guys, so while these sets were officially revealed on lego.com, it is actually the US version of lego.com. And since I live in Australia, I've trouble sort of accessing it. So instead I've gone on thebrickfan.com, so big shout out to them. That's my credible source for these sets. And so let's get started. So I believe all of these prices are in USD, and since I live in Australia, you'll just have to multiply that by about 1.5. Anyways, the first set we have here is Nias Water Dragon Evo. And you guys know that I'm a huge fan of Evo Ninjago dragons and just Evo sets in general, especially the dragons though. Now, this one especially is very interesting to me. Now, I really like the use of the head mold again. It's the same head mold they used last time. Another thing I really like is the water coming out of the head. And they've just added like these really nice slopes onto there. And that just makes it look really, really detailed. And I really like that. Also, core banners, they are back, the teamwork banners. This one especially looks really nice. The blue accents are just very neat. And they match the sort of aesthetic of Nia's Water Dragon. Now, the wings on this dragon are a similar story to what they did with Jay's Dragon Evo. And that's that they've attached them onto the elbows, as you guys can see here. And these aren't actually the special plastic wings. Like, these are an example of what they used for Kai's wings. It was the same thing for Jay, just molded in translucent yellow. And yeah, they've instead just gone with the very standard blade pieces as seen just there. And yeah, I don't like that very much, to be honest. But the feet themselves, I'm not actually a big fan of the front feet for these ones. They're very long and the front, just the toes themselves, they are about the same length as the entire front to back of the foot. So I'm really not a big fan of that. But SCCBS pieces make an appearance here, and I really like that. They should have kept them, that was great. And I don't like how they were exposed studs, but they did the same thing last time, so I'm fine with it. I can easily modify it. But I really do like the use of these angled pieces here. That just makes it look so much more unique when compared to previous Evo dragons. And yeah, really like that. Overall, I really like the scaling on the body of the dragon. You guys can see here. I'm not sure what's going on with the front of it since we can't really see it, but the scaling around here looks especially neat. It really mimics that water sort of element. And I believe this saddle should be removable. That's what they did with the previous Evo dragons, and I really hope that's the case for this one. Anyways, I really like how they have two ninjas this time. They have a Lloyd and a Nia variant. They're the same ones that we saw last wave, so nothing too special there. But I'm glad that we get two ninjas here instead of two villains and one ninja. But anyways, the villains for these waves are actually pretty cool. They're sort of a merge of what I feel they're a merge of the original Skullkin, as well as sort of the Skull Slaves in Master of the Mountain. And their weapons are especially cool. You guys can see there. They have some nice sort of scythe weapons. There's some shurikens here. The shurikens are massive, but I still really like how goofy they look. And they have some swords back here as well. Just really hoping for some nunchuck pieces, because I haven't actually seen all of these yet. But yeah, that's about all I can say for Nia's Water Dragon Evo. Don't want to make it too long. Alright, so moving on to, oh yeah, there's the back of the box. You guys can see the features there. Oh, and they do actually show the sailing. And I think that with this one, they've actually built it sideways, it seems like. It seems like that's actually just one of those round pieces, or it could be a slope. I'm really not sure. I can't really see it at this point in time. But you guys can see that's the evolution feature. Pretty nice. All right, moving down. This is Lloyd's Mech Battle Evo. Very interesting set. $20 in United States, so about 30 in Australia. And it's got 223 pieces. But this is sort of what I wanted for a Lloyd mech. over that juniors one. I do like that juniors one. It's a very alright build, I'd say. It's got some nice parts in there, and you could definitely take some stuff out of it. But if you guys want a Lloyd mech, this is the one you should go for, not that juniors one. Even though that juniors one will probably be on high specials, same as all previous core wave sets, still go for the new stuff in my opinion. But you guys can see that they've reused the armor piece for the body, and it seems like these are some new sort of blade pieces. I think they would work really well as dragon wings, but they've used them as sort of just detail in the background there, and I really like that. Oops, dropped my pen, but you guys can see there is a Nexo Knight shield with a really nice sticker on there. I'll just zoom in on that. I have no idea what it's made to represent. I think it's his logo, but it looks really cool to me, so yeah. And then just same joints as the previous ones. And for the Skulkin one, I especially like this one. I really like the color scheme. Black, red, and white are some of my favorite colors in Lego. And yeah, I think it just looks really cool. I could easily replace some of the bone pieces on there just to change them up and make it sort of another side characters build. And yeah, I really like that. And scrolling down, I think they should have the Lloyd variant. And you guys can see here that is a new golden Lloyd variant, and in my opinion that is very cool. I'm definitely going to be using that mask for some stuff. Maybe I'll swap it out with my golden only Lloyd mask. But yeah, you guys can see the evolution feature for Lloyd's mech is right there, and I think this is one of the nicest mechs that Lego has ever done at this price range. Jay's Electro mech from the past is obviously much better, but for today's standards and with Lego really dropping the ball recently, I think this is a pretty nice set. Definitely picking this one up, and I think you guys should too. But this was the set I was the most hyped for of all of these sets, and it is Cole's Earth Dragon Evo. And it is a Earth Dragon as you'd expect, but on the head here, they've actually got a new head mold, and I'm super excited for that. I thought they were going to reuse the same Ultra Dragon head mold, which was used on the Kai's Dragon Evo jaw. I thought they were going to reuse that, but no, they've chosen to make a new piece, which is great. Now, one thing I really don't like about this new dragon are the wing pieces, right? What happened to... Where are they? I lost them for a second. But what happened to the Evo wing pieces? Here they are, sorry. What happened to these things? These are great. What happened to them? Just remold them in black and trans orange and you'd get yourself much better wings. But what happened to them? I have no idea. But instead they've reused these other wing pieces. I'm not sure if they're the new ones or the older ones. They might be new actually. I have no idea. But I believe they came from like some dungeon sets a while back. I have no idea though, so. But what happened to the new wing pieces? That's just really my question. Because I don't think they really make an appearance in any of these other sets. But anyways, moving on to the front head, you guys can see that there are some really nice horns there. And I believe they're from the Monkey Kid line of sets. And I really do like the look of that. It's a very rough sort of brutal looking dragon. And I think that really fits Cole's aesthetic. SSCBS piece back there, and yeah, but one thing I really do find interesting is the fact that the SSCBS joint pieces, the leg pieces, are nowhere to be found anywhere on this dragon. And I'm not complaining since I do like the look of this dragon, but yeah, just very interesting in my opinion. And yep, moving down, that's the evolution feature, and yeah, same Cole figure, nothing special there. Next we have Kai's Mech Rider Evo. This is a very interesting set and, in my opinion, a very overpriced one. For 312 pieces, you have to pay $50, 50 US dollars. And so that would be about 75 AUD, and that really is not a good deal. I could buy Lloyd's Legendary Dragon for the same price now. But I really don't like this set. It's a massive oversized vehicle, but it's an oversized vehicle with another oversized vehicle, so I'll give them that. But why do we need another Kai Evo mech after 1 year? That's really just my question. And I really don't like this new blade piece here. In my opinion, this one's a little too large. Not very useful in many cases. But yeah, that's about all I can say for this guy. Just look for yourself. It's a very flat and angular build in my opinion. And they've tried to make it look neat with the sort of scaling pieces here. But in my opinion, it just looks like a hot mess. And yeah, it's a nice way to get two of the bone characters though. And that's the evolution feature right there. Really not much of an evolution to me. It's just really adding some more weapons onto the guy. Next off, Jay's Lightning Jet Evo. And this, in my opinion, is my second least favorite set of the wave. This one was my least favorite. Now this is my second least favorite. And it's just because it's such a basic and boring generic set. There's nothing really that special about it. Scrolling down, you guys can see here that the cockpit doesn't fully close over the cockpit area, and in my opinion, I really don't like that. It just doesn't make sense to me. He could easily fall out at any time. It's not realistic whatsoever. There's the Evo feature, as you guys can see. Very basic, generic stuff. But I will just say, I really like how many blue pieces are in here. I could definitely use that for like a J Dragon mock if I eventually do one. So yeah. But in my opinion, very similar build to Jay's Thunder Dragon Evo in terms of just the yellow colors. That really reminds me of that. But other than that, different build. But I still do not like it. Jay's Titan Mech, on the other hand, however, is one that I like, but I probably won't pick up. I just have way too many mechs, and I prefer actual buildings or dragons. Dragons are some of my favorite Ninjago sets. But this one is a very anime-esque sort of mech. You guys can see up here, it's got a very sort of broad upper chest, nice abdomen there. And then down here, it's very thin, and it looks quite lanky, actually. And yeah, I like it. It's definitely unique. It definitely fits the Master of Lightning very well. And I really do like the use of the swords here. The brick-built swords here are great. What else do I want to say? I really like the color scheme of this dragon. That's something I really like. It's using darker blues, I believe. And that's just a really nice contrast on Jay's regular blue. And I really like the use of gold on there. And there's a pixel bot, I believe. Again, that's really cool. And even the villain side build isn't actually that bad. It reminds me of what we had in the Temple of Air Jitsu, that little firework cannon. And we've got another villain side build up there. But yeah, I really do like this dragon, to be honest. I really like how it's blue and white this time. It reminds me a lot of Prime Empire. And yeah, that's cool to me. And there's the evolution feature, or no evolution feature, sorry, just the back of the box. And there's the entire set. 3 villains, that's good. And you guys can see the return of that Master of the Mountain shoulder piece. Anyways, this, I believe, is one of the biggest sets of the wave, or is it the biggest? I believe it's the biggest, actually. This one is 973. Yep, biggest set of the wave is Zane's Ice Dragon Creature. Now, in case you guys are wondering why they're calling it a creature, it's because this is actually a 6-legged dragon. Now, honestly, I won't be picking this guy up. I know lots of people really like the Lego dragons from recent times, but in my opinion, they haven't evolved much from previous dragons. For example, if I show you guys this dragon, this is Lloyd's Energy Dragon, Green Energy Dragon, from 2017, I believe, the Day of Departed way of sets. And you guys can see how nothing much has really changed. They're reusing the same toe pieces there. I guess that's fair though. The joints are pretty much the same thing. And sure, this is a wyvern, but really, this in my opinion, the wingspan on here is better. The use of cloth wings is better as well. And yeah, there's nothing really that different. I'm sure the scaling has gotten a little better over time. You guys can see that's just the belly of the Lloyd dragon. Nothing much has changed there. But seriously, the shaping of this dragon back then was really good. And that's sort of the reason why I haven't just been convinced to buy newer Ninjago dragons. But getting back to the actual dragon. Anyways, my point is that if you have a Lego dragon from like the past 5 years maybe, if it's not an Ultra Dragon or like a Fusion Dragon or anything, and you just have like a generic dragon like this Lloyd's Energy Dragon or this Ice Dragon, for example, I feel like you don't need to upgrade your dragon. I don't think you need a new display piece since they really haven't changed much. It's from 2011, sure, go for it, different story. They've changed a lot since then. But since 2017, like, they really haven't changed much. And even since the 2015 Moro Dragon, it's really not that big of a difference, in my opinion anyways. But I will just say that even though they haven't used cloth wings, the new pieces, while big, they look much better than before since they are replicating ice shards, and that's really cool to me. I do like the limbs on here. There are 6 limbs, and the middle ones, in my opinion, are very weak, same as the back ones. But the front ones especially, they look really nice, very icy, elemental feel, very sharp overall look. The new head mold is an interesting one to me. Now, I'm not sure if the bottom jaw piece is the same one as Cole's Earth Dragon. That'll be interesting to find out. But both molds are definitely new. I definitely like the top one. The top one's a very neat mold in my opinion. I think it would have worked out really well for a Lightning Dragon. But too bad we probably won't get that. Anyways though, there's a nice little side build here. This really reminds me of Moro's evil Moro Dragon. And yeah, with the little side build there, a small sort of temple setup, I guess. And yeah, it just really reminds me of that. Anyways, scrolling down further, you guys can see it is actually a 2-in-1 dragon. And rather than doing something interesting to make it something else, they made it a mech. Yeah. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna get this dragon, to be honest. It's a nice dragon, but yeah, as I said, already have a couple dragons, and that's the whole set lined up. Alright, Creative Ninja Brick Box. This was one I was really hyped for. I wanted to see what it looked like, and overall price to piece ratio, not bad. Not bad, I will say. It's not great, but the pieces used here are very good for setting up like backgrounds and stuff like that. You guys can see here. But what my question really is why this is a Creative Ninja Brick Box, since you could really just package this in a normal set and it could work perfectly fine. They didn't need to put it in this special Lego box. But not complaining, cool box. You're probably paying quite a bit for the box as well though, but whatever. It's a nice setup build in my opinion. I think it's better than the one we had last time with the slides, but yeah, still not great. And of course, they've had to add vehicles here as well. But I will just say I really like how Nia's getting more of a spotlight this time. Sure, it may just be a tiny bike, but last time she barely got anything, and she only got like a merged car with Jay. That's all she got. I really like this setup build here. It reminds me a lot of the original Ninjago Monastery and that sort of spinny punching bag thing they had. Just nice stuff overall, really nice. And I think it's the same Wu minifigure, so nothing special there. But we do have 2 new characters. Speculate all you want, but in my opinion, these are just generic characters that they just wanted to add on the side. But yeah, I think that is all the sets covered. Tell me which ones you guys like the most. I definitely like the Lloyd's mech the most, probably picking that one up. And I like the Cole's Earth Dragon and Nia's Dragon as well. And one of you guys actually requested for me to do a full Evo Ultra Dragon with all of the dragons merged together. And I think that is a great idea. I really want to try that out. But considering the parts that they've given me in those sets, I'll probably need to get some parts from other sets as well. But perfectly fine. I'd really like to see how that turns out. But anyways, that is all I have for today's video. Make sure to like if you liked it, subs if you loved it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.